Hey guys, how are you doing? I hope you're all doing well. My name is Natalie and I am an intuitive tarot reader who comes from a very long bloodline of psychic Italian women. Now, I use my knowledge of the tarot as well as my own intuition to give you guidance to deliver readings for you. Some of you may remember me. It's been a while since I've actually come on to do a reading. I think probably just over a year. So if you're a regular, hi, welcome back. If you're new here, come on in. I've made myself a cup of tea. For those of you who do remember me, know that my readings are pretty full on. They're pretty in depth. I don't do half-ass readings. So this may be uploaded in 2 or 3 parts on TikTok, but for those of you who'd like just to watch it all the way through, you can do so by going onto my YouTube channel, which can be found through my TikTok page. If you go to my TikTok page, you'll see a link for my YouTube channel. If you're feeling extra lovely today, please give me a like and a subscribe because it really would help my channel grow. And it's been such a long time since I've actually done this, so the algorithm's going to be completely just off key. Anyway, let's see what the collective needs to know today. It is Sunday the 7th of November. This is for your person, the person you're thinking of. It could be somebody who you are currently in a relationship with, somebody who you are in no contact with, somebody who you may have your eye on. Just basically your specific person, okay? So let's get started. We have the Judgment in reverse, we have the Page of Cups, and we have the Two of Pentacles. Okay, right. So what I see here, it's very masculine energy. We have the Page of Cups and Two of Pentacles here, obviously, but Judgment in reverse to start the reading. It's almost as if somebody was given a little bit of a wake-up call, but they've almost been ignoring it, because when we see Judgment upright, that's what it is basically. It's a judgment call. When it's reversed, it's the complete opposite of that, right? I feel like somebody's own intuition has almost been screaming at them, like really trying to get them to pay attention, and they've just been doing everything they can to block it out. Yeah, it's like they're not listening to their own inner self. They're not listening to their own inner guidance here. And that's why we see here the Page of Cups and also the Two of Pentacles. So if you've been dealing with somebody who you feel like has been giving very little, like bare minimum, we see here a fish in a cup, right? And cups obviously represent emotions and feelings in tarot. And also somebody who you feel like has almost been juggling, like very indecisive, very in and out, blowing hot and cold with you. And this could very well be your reading. But yeah, like straight off the bat, what I can see here is someone's been ignoring their own intuition, and I feel like doing what they feel is the right thing to do, or I feel like they're doing what they've always done. So I'm interested to see what else comes out here. Let's see. Tell me more. Oh, this flipped. Okay, death. Oh, give me 2 more. That did come up upright. All right, let's get 1 more here. Okay, that also came up upright. Oh, bottom of the deck. I do not like to see that. Very burdened. Feeling very burdened here. This is definitely a masculine's energy I'm picking up on. I do not see any feminine energy in these cards, or, you know, on the table here right now. We have the Death card. Something came to an end. A cycle came to an end. Now, I'm wondering if maybe this was you putting an end to this kind of behaviour. Because following on from the Death card, we have here the Seven of Wands and the Two of Wands. Seven of Wands, very defensive. Very defensive. Guard is up. Two of Wands, really thinking about their next steps, their next moves, right? And the more they think about what they need to do next, or what their next steps may be, the more burdened they feel by it. Wow. I feel like what's happened here, and I will go in and clarify. You guys know I like to go in and just double clarify everything and go really deep into the reading. I feel like somebody who was ignoring their own intuition, and again, this is a masculine energy, ignoring their own intuition. It's almost like the universe was trying to guide them. The universe was trying to push them towards doing something differently. And again, they just kind of blocked it out. They completely blocked everything out and just carried on doing what they've always done, which is breadcrumbing. It's bare minimum, right? Two of Pentacles, indecisive, hot and cold, in and out, cat and mouse, right? I feel like you may have called them out on this behavior, because the death, like to follow on from these cards to then have the death, it seems quite brutal, it seems quite cutthroat. And I don't feel like it's come from a place of, I don't feel like you meant or were meaning to sound harsh in any way, but it's almost like, this is not what I'm after. This is not what I'm looking for. I mean, Page of Cups combined with the Two of Pentacles. So not only are you breadcrumbing me, giving me absolute bare minimum, you're also making me feel as though I'm some kind of choice to you. Like, if it's not a hell yes, it's an absolute fuck no, right? And I feel like you doing that or putting some kind of boundary in place and saying, right, this cycle ends now. I'm not entertaining this anymore. I'm not dealing with this anymore. They suddenly became very defensive. And now it's like, what do I do next? So yeah, let's go in and delve deeper. If this sounds like your story, stick around, because I've got other decks I'm going to use to really, okay, give me one more please, to really delve deep into this reading. Okay, Knight of Swords. So what their intuition was trying to tell them, or was basically screaming at them to do, was to come in as quick as you can with that sword of truth. You need to speak up. You need to speak your truth here. Now, the Knight of Swords in particular, there's 4 knights in tarot. 2 are very slow moving, 2 are fast. This is a fast moving knight. So their intuition was basically screaming at them, what are you doing? Get a move on. You need to speak up. You need to speak your truth. We have an Empress here, which is the first feminine kind of energy that has come up in this reading. So this is in regards to a feminine. This is in regards to a feminine who shows up in their own life as an Empress energy, okay? And I've said it before and I'll say it again, you cannot get any better than an Empress. A feminine who embodies all of the Empress's qualities, yet you cannot get any better than that. So I also feel as though the universe was like, what are you doing? You're about to miss out on something so good here. And you're ignoring it. You're ignoring your own intuition. You're blocking everything out. What are you doing? Tell me more about this Page of Cups, please. Tell me more. 6 of Wands. Oh, look, there's a 7 of Wands again. And the Page of Cups, absolutely not. Wow. I love it when this happens, when the clarifying cards clarify what's already come out on the table. Look at this. 2 Page of Cups, right? 6 of Wands. They felt like they could be successful in showing up as the Page of Cups, right? Page of Cups, double whammy. Now remember what I said near the beginning of the reading, where it's almost like they're doing what they've always done. So I feel like this isn't the first time they've kind of approached a situation in this manner. For this person, they feel as though, you know that saying, treat them mean, keep them keen, right? Which is very kind of like high school energy, right? It's almost like if I give very little, it will make them chase me more. If I give bare minimum, fish in a freaking cup, it will make them chase me more. 6 of Wands, obviously a victorious energy. The 6 of Wands represents victory. Okay, they thought that they would be victorious in you know, embodying this type of behavior and approaching this Empress in this manner. Okay, but all they were met with was, I don't know. I just feel like, because look again, 7 of Wands here twice. It's like something you've said, something you've done, a boundary you've put in place. Just like anything that you say or do, just like literally rubs them up the wrong way. And that's not a bad thing. I think you're doing the right thing. You know, the boundaries you're setting, the boundaries you're putting in place are the right things to do. Now, the problem I see here is this may have worked on previous people. This may have worked on previous relationships. But what this masculine is failing to understand, that they're now dealing with an Empress. An Empress is a feminine energy who has been through spiritual warfare. They've been through the worst times of their life. They show up as the Empress. They show up as a beautiful, kind, thriving energy. They're good. The Empress is good. The Empress does not need you. They want you. They don't need you. So it's almost like, I feel like this frustration from this masculine energy really is coming from a place of like, why is it not working on them? It's like I see them hitting their head against a brick wall. Why is this not working on them when it's worked every other time in my life? And that's why you're dealing with an Empress. I wonder if at some point they're going to realise this throughout this reading. Tell me more about the Two of Pentacles. Self-sabotage at its finest. Come on. Okay, Temperance, Two of Cups. See, here's the thing, like this masculine genuinely does want like equal give and take, but they're not willing to give equally. So I feel like this connection is completely off balance, right? And we see Temperance here, which confirms that. The Temperance is all about balancing, right? Balancing feelings, balancing emotions. The Temperance is there to show that there needs to be balance in the connection, in the relationship. You can't be showing up with this in out cat mouse indecisive energy. Ten of Swords, self-sabotage. This masculine has self-sabotaged their chance with this Empress, and it's as clear as day. I see it here. Now we see swords here, which swords represent somebody's thoughts, okay? Not so much feelings. Cups are about feelings. Swords are all about what they're thinking about, right? We have 10 swords here. This masculine feels completely defeated. They don't know which way to turn. They don't know what step to take next. What step to take to make themselves feel better, maybe even, to find some kind of resolution in this situation. Self-sabotage. Wow. Tell me more about this Death card, because I feel like this is when the Empress stepped in and said, I don't think so. This is not going to happen on my watch. You're not doing this to me. Tell me more about this Death card, please. Nine of Cups. Yeah, give me one more. Four of Cups, Five of Pentacles. Ooh, this Empress really said, fuck around and find out. And they did fuck around, and they've now found out. Okay? Look at it. You cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. This connection, this Empress to this masculine was actually a wish fulfillment. Obviously, we saw the Two of Cups up here. This masculine genuinely does want a deep, loving connection. They want to have that relationship with somebody. What I'm failing to understand here is why they've been showing up like this, if that's what they truly want. This Empress, this feminine, is a wish fulfillment for this masculine. There is not much you can say which is wrong with an Empress energy, right? We see wish fulfillment here. You embody all of the characteristics of somebody who this masculine could envision a future with. You tick a lot of boxes for them. Four of Cups. I don't know if I want them. And this is the masculine. Look at this masculine. I don't know if I really want it. I'm not sure. Or maybe this is a masculine acting very nonchalant, unbothered. Yeah, it's nice, but you know, there's other cups here. What if these other cups can give me something more than this Empress? You're not going to get better than an Empress, I'm telling you now. This is a foolish masculine. You have a wish fulfillment here. You have an Empress. You have somebody who is not out to play games with you. Empress energy does not play games. And that's what's happened. You played too many games. And the Empress turned around and said, yeah, to fuck with that. Done. Over. Death card. Death energy. The Death card in tarot represents an end of a cycle. It's when you finally reach that point where you're just like, I am so sick and tired of feeling this way that I'm just like, I go to bed, I wake up the next morning and I'm done. I'm done. And it takes a lot to get to this point, right? But I feel like when you're dealing with an Empress or an Emperor kind of energy, again, like representing the fact that these are two energies that have been through the worst situations of their life, and they're currently at a stage in their life where they're good in themselves, they're whole, they're very happy within themselves. They have a lot of self-worth, right? So when somebody approaches you like this, it's just like immediately no, absolutely not. Five of Pentacles. So yeah, as I said, the masculine fucked around and found out. The Empress here, the feminine energy, said to death with that. This cycle comes to an end now. If you want to act like you're really not bothered, or you're, you know, wondering what other cups are out there, or, you know, if somebody has something better to offer you, even though you know for a fact, I am a wish fulfillment. I tick a lot of boxes for you. These cups beautifully filled. Beautifully filled. And again, cups representing feelings and emotions. This Empress gave a lot to this masculine in terms of their feelings and emotions. They're very open, very vulnerable with them, which doesn't surprise me coming from an Empress energy. They gave a lot to this masculine. They made this masculine feel on top of the world. They felt very loved. They felt very seen, right? So to go from that to all of a sudden this Empress energy saying, absolutely not, look. 5 of Pentacles, left out in the cold, door shut. This masculine's feeling that energy. It's almost like, I get the sense that they feel like your energy has completely changed now. They don't feel you around anymore. And again, that's just what happens. I mean, I'm surprised we haven't seen the 5 of Cups out here, to be honest. I mean, there's still time, but yeah, out in the cold. I don't want to know. I don't want to know anymore. Yeah, look, 7 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Justice. Yeah, oh God, I can keep pulling all day. Come on. What did we start with? We started with the 7 of Pentacles, didn't we? So this is coming from the feminine. I've invested a lot of my time, love, and energy here, and I'm looking at these pentacles and I'm thinking, I don't really have much to show for it. This is a feminine putting the boundary in place. Again, a queen. This is one step down from the Empress, right? But again, a queen level is a feminine who has been through the most, and they know how to set firm boundaries. This is that sword of truth. You fucked around and you found out, right? Out. Get out. Justice. I am giving myself justice. I don't deserve to be treated this way. This is coming from the feminine. I do not deserve to be treated this way. Tell me more about this 7 of Wands, please. Ooh, complete defense. What do you mean, deaf? What do you mean you're not playing these games anymore? Yeah. Defensiveness, stubbornness. Look how stubborn this energy is. I'm holding on for dear life. I'm not giving anything. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. This brand new beginning that's almost in the mist waiting to happen, right, is blocked. It's being blocked by this masculine. The Ace of Pentacles is a brand new fresh start. It's a chance to have a fresh, why can't I talk? A fresh start with a lot of stability when we see an Ace of Pentacles. And again, the stubbornness and this need for defensiveness constantly is blocking this blessing. Tell me more about the 2 of Wands. What do I do now? They're not playing my games anymore. They're not playing. I've completely sabotaged this whole connection because I acted like I wasn't bothered, but I am. I feel like this is a masculine who struggles to get themselves out of this headspace, because I've seen this energy so much in this reading. They struggle to get out of this. So this is something that they've kind of maybe like developed since their childhood. Like they've always been, or they were told or taught that actually, you know, stand your ground, be stubborn, don't give in, you know, don't apologize, don't take accountability. And it's kind of followed them into their adult life. And the problem with that is if you're not going to look at yourself in the mirror and say, actually, yeah, you know, I fucked up there, or I could do better, or, you know, you're always going to be in these kinds of situations. If you don't hold yourself accountable for things that you're doing wrong, you're not going to heal, you're not going to learn, you're not going to grow in life. You're always going to be stuck in the same place. Tell me more about the 2 of Wands. What are my next steps? What are my next moves here? The Empress is no longer playing games with me. The Empress has put an end to this cycle. I don't know what to do. Tell me more about the 2 of Wands. Page of Swords. Ooh, they're watching. They are watching. And I don't mean, I used to say this a lot in my readings, I don't mean like they're outside your door or outside your house with binoculars, like staring in your bedroom window. This is more, I mean, this day and age, social media and apps and stuff is the keyhole to look into somebody else's life, right? They're watching. You may not think they are, but they are watching in any way they possibly can. They're keeping an eye. I think for them, it's more of a, they're still in that frame of mind where they don't realize what they've really done here. I feel like they still are trying to blame you for something, like you've done something wrong here, or I'm acting this way because of you, because you did this. But all I see from this Empress energy, and all that I have seen, is them giving this masculine a chance to show up, and they didn't. I feel like, yeah, like watching, like, for a reason why they're acting this way, but I don't feel like they're going to find that reason. They're going to end up hurting their own feelings, because it's like, well, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing that I see here to tell myself that it's okay for me to have behaved this way. They've done nothing. Give me one more. Hurry, 20 minutes in already. Hanged Man, King of Cups. Okay. There is a positive outcome here, I see. When this is going to happen, I have no idea, because at the moment, like I said, they're still in that frame of mind, I think, where they're looking for somebody to blame other than looking at themselves in the mirror and say, do you know what, I fucked up, I can do better, right? Watching any way they can through your social media, even if you've blocked this person, they've blocked you, whatever, you can make fake profiles. You can watch from I don't know what you call them, a different server, whatever it's called, right? There are ways that people can, check in on you. So don't be fooled here. Hanged Man. Yeah, there's gonna be some time here, I think, before they come to that realization. I do see them coming to that realization eventually. We have here again the Two of Cups, the Two of Pentacles now in reverse. So that feeling or energy of, indecisive, I don't really know if I want to give here or not, that does come to an end. And they do actually, I feel like just say to themselves, like, I do really want that type of relationship, that type of connection. And then they show up as the King of Cups energy, which, I mean, compared to this, who even is this? Compared to this, what would you prefer? A Page of Cup that only has a fish to offer? Or a king? A king who stands firm in the way they're feeling. I'm not scared to express my emotions. I'm not scared to show you my emotions. I have worked hard to heal and grow to get to this point where, I can show up for you as a king. I don't want to be a page anymore. And when we see an Empress and a King of Cups, I mean, yeah, we don't have an Emperor here. They're not quite Empress status yet, but this is one before the Emperor. I mean, and together they look quite the match, right? So, yeah, I think it's going to take some time, but I do feel as though they are going to come to some kind of realization that actually I did fuck up here. And, the feminine did their best to get me to wake up, and I was ignoring all of the alarms, whatever. I'm going to pull some messages from, well, not messages, these are more like energy from my Twin Flame Oracle deck, just to see kind of again where their headspace is currently at. I mean, we saw the story there, we see what's happened, we see potential next steps. Everybody has free will. Whether they choose to actually follow through with it is entirely down to them, right? So let's just see, what is their headspace like at the moment towards this connection? Unconditional love, okay? So they definitely feel strongly towards this feminine. There is a sense of unconditional love here. There's a sense of understanding, a sense of forgiveness, right? Tell me more. Telepathy. Ta-da! Okay. I feel like this connection must be quite a strong connection in terms of like, I mean, if telepathy is like, you can kind of feel someone else's energy, you can kind of feel where someone else's headspace is at, right? So if you are that Empress, if you are the feminine involved in this connection, you may kind of intuitively be feeling all of this already, which may have what that doesn't even make sense, which may have caused you to pull back anyway. Because I feel like you've learned a big lesson here yourself as well. Like in terms of putting boundaries in place and sticking by it, rather than being like, if you carry on, I'm leaving, and then you never leave, right? What's the point in that? I feel like you definitely said, like, if this carries on, I'm gone. And I think you left. You left without a trace. But yeah, telepathy. I feel like you kind of, intuitively, like, pick up on each other's energy. Autumn. Something happened in the autumn month. Something happened. So autumn is what? September, October, November. Something significant happened here in autumn. This may be when you met your person. Communication, rebirth. Okay, give me one more. There's communication coming in for sure. Understanding. I said that, didn't I? Communication. There's communication coming in at some point, and it's either a phone call or a text message. It's something to do with electronics. You're not going to see this person. They're not going to turn up at your door. They're not going to send you a letter. It's something to do with like a text or a phone call or something like that. Rebirth. I do feel like this masculine is learning a very difficult, harsh lesson, but I do see them coming out the other end of that and experiencing a huge rebirth. So approaching the situation in a different manner and learning a lot from that as well. We have proposal here. Do not let that scare you. Proposal could be anything from, I mean, it depends, right? If like marriage is your thing, then that could be, it could be that. But when I see the proposal, I mean, I made this deck. This really was more of a, I want to try and build something with you. I see a future with you, or I want to build a future with you, right? So whatever your future looks like, whatever you envision your perfect relationship to be like, link it to that, right? It doesn't have to be necessarily a marriage proposal. Understanding childhood trauma. Yeah, see, remember I said like they've kind of learned something from a very young age, and it's followed them into adulthood. It's followed them into adulthood, and it's really affecting their relationships in general. But I don't even feel like it's just like romantic relationship. I think it's like every relationship in general, like platonic, work, the way in which they view life or view things in particular. I just get a very much like a poor me kind of, you need to do the most for me energy, where it's like, no, there needs to be equal give and take. That's what a healthy relationship looks like, right? Childhood trauma. It's definitely followed them from childhood. There's understanding here. I feel like with the unconditional love as well, like this feminine is understanding of the fact that, okay, you need to get yourself out of this funk. You need to learn a big lesson here. I feel like there could be forgiveness here, but again, it's like there needs to be a change. There definitely needs to be a change. Now, I'm going to end the reading because we're nearly 30 minutes in, with some messages for my Matters of the Heart deck. So let's see what this masculine would really like to say to you. It's like, nope, I'm not saying anything. Stubborn. Here we go. Okay, every time my phone goes, I wish that it was you. My heart belongs to you. I want to make you and I official. So yeah. Whew. Okay. Every time my phone goes, I wish it was you. So maybe you have them blocked. Maybe you have not had communication with them for a very long time. But there is this feeling of when I hear my phone ping or when I hear that notification go off, I do wish it was you. Or like my phone rings, I wish it was you calling me, right? My heart belongs to you. Their heart solely is with you. They just need to learn a lesson here. I want to make you and I official. That could be linked to that proposal card. Again, doesn't necessarily mean marriage. It could just mean that, again, I want to make you and I official. I want to be with you. I want to build with you. Tell me more. I have been hurt badly in the past. Yeah. There's definitely an element of this person not really wanting to give too much because they are scared of their heart being broken again. I've been hurt badly in the past. So it's definitely a wounded masculine. But again, it's the breadcrumb approach, the Page of Cups energy. I just feel like you're not going to get that Two of Cups relationship or connection that you really crave if you're showing up like that. You're just not. because a Two of Cups relationship, you need equal give and take. You need to be vulnerable. There needs to be vulnerability there. There needs to be effort there. I miss the sound of your voice. There's something about your voice that I feel like you have like a calming voice or a calming energy. There's something about your voice that they like. Give me one more. Oh, you didn't flip. You did. I never realised how happy you made me. You are my soulmate. I'm healing past trauma. Can I take you out on a date? I'm going to stop pulling because I could pull all day. You are my soulmate. So they are realising that actually this connection runs way deeper than they actually even realised. And again, I don't feel like this is going to be like an instant kind of sudden realisation. I feel like this is going to happen over time. Obviously, we saw the Hanged Man, which is all about, you know, time and patience. I'm healing past trauma, which I think is very much linked to that I've been hurt badly in the past. But again, there's something from their childhood which they need to shake off here. Can I take you out on a date? So that could be the communication that comes in. The communication that comes in could be them asking if they can take you out on a date, right? And actually showing up for the connection and for this Empress the way in which they should be, right? I definitely feel like it was the Empress here that turned around and said, like, if you keep doing this shit, I'm going. If you keep doing this shit, I'm putting an end to it. And you did. I'm surprised I didn't see the tower here, the crumbling of the foundation, but that's definitely the energy I'm picking up on. So I'm going to leave this reading here. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you gained some clarity and peace from it. I will be back tomorrow for your daily reading, and I hope you all have a lovely Sunday. Take care. Bye.